very prominent Luigi players who are trying to optimize as much as possible off of a single grab. I don't think it's too out of the question to see one grab and maybe get a stock out of it. And given Dr. Mario's run speed and everything, it will be a bit of a more complicated effort. But look at that, JaZaR already going in. But look at WaKa. This is what I love about him. He's not shy to go for those parries, and he gets so much out of them every time. Opens him up for a grab, and then he gets this kind of punish. Already the first stock taken down.
Absolutely great stuff, just putting JaZaR on that platform, and WaKa following up with a couple of neutral layers, allowing it to cover so many options. And JaZaR putting WaKa on a platform of his own, and now Luigi has to recover. Gets hit by the coin hitbox. That was a little scary, but a couple up tilts for WaKa. This could be a big combo coming in, and he's just putting these buttons out and throwing out hitboxes. JaZaR tries to get another ledge trump. Not going to get it just yet. Down throw from WaKa into the up B. Not going to kill just yet, though.
I would like you to see how many times JaZaR goes for the down B as a get off me tool. It does work out sometimes, but I think that WaKa is going to, get adapted to that pretty quickly. This should be a kill throw. Yes, it is, as JaZaR claims a stock of his own, but the percent speaks for itself. WaKa is going to start looking for that throw into possibly a down B of his own, or maybe even a back air. Neutraler will also set up for some interesting kill confirms with the up B, but JaZaR, as you can see, he's just kind of going in and out. He knows that it's super dangerous to approach WaKa right now, so might as well play the distance game while you can, and maybe get him on the air. That's where you might be able to combo him the most.
And that was a scary up tilt for WaKa to hit, but JaZaR just barely avoids it, and a good DI from JaZaR as well, and a back throw will put WaKa once again off stage, but a nair clanking with the pill to allow him to recover. Great recognition from WaKa, not going to get edge guarded right there. Another down throw, but again, good DI from JaZaR to not get hit, and spot dodging away from that grab. JaZaR is avoiding all of WaKa's options, and a roll into down B, sending WaKa off stage once again, and the pill sends him up air, flanking with it again, and WaKa using a down B of his own, gets grabbed for it, and JaZaR then takes the next stock.
A fantastic patience game coming through from JaZaR. Once again, the down B serving its purpose in throwing WaKa out of the stage. It might not have ended in a solid combo or anything, but it's just about the edge guard, and forcing Luigi to clank so much will eventually push him far enough away that he cannot recover. But this time, WaKa does find the finishing hit of that stock, and JaZaR gets a slight percent lead. Stocks generally start around 50, so I'm just going to now say that WaKa is on his true last stock, and unfortunately, he has not been able to open JaZaR up either. And look at this, man. Every time that WaKa is in the air, I can kind of see him lose most of those interactions, but careful here! JaZaR is able to get out of that combo string, and man, that percent is going to rack up quickly, but there's one thing that I love about JaZaR. He's not afraid to go off stage sometimes to get there, to recover and just get a little bit of breathing room. He needs it sometimes, and he knows how to get back.
At that beginning of the stock, that was the, oh my goodness, charging up smash for a second and a half, trying to get that stock. JaZaR gets put into a tech situation, but gets another back throw. It is not going to be 3 for 3, but this is Luigi off stage right now. Ledge trapping scenario. Can WaKa make his way off? Gets a good roll and avoids a lot of what JaZaR has, and is going to punish that down B on shield with a last hit scenario. WaKa taking game 1.
Like I said, that down B, a very important tool for JaZaR, but also a very risky one, and this time, it was so risky that it cost him the game. I don't think it's going to be a bad option to end strings and such. It will generally put WaKa off stage 2, like JaZaR is very careful not to use it when he is not guaranteed to at least break a combo. But this time, he was kind of shifting around with it, and that kind of shifting hitbox is only going to give WaKa a little bit more breathing room to set up his shield and then punish. And for what it's worth, JaZaR will learn from this. I'm sure he's not going to go for it quite as often, but WaKa, I think that he might take a few notes as to when he can force JaZaR into it and then punish like so.
I agree. WaKa is definitely, after that game 1, maybe a little shaken. That was a very, very close game, and is going to need to recognize what he can use to approach against Dr. Mario. JaZaR is doing such a good job at using these strong hitboxes that Dr. Mario has to clank with a lot of Luigi's somewhat weaker hitboxes, though having better combo potential, will lose in those air-to-air situations against against Dr. Mario. And ooh, an up smash coming out from WaKa, just barely not going to connect. And JaZaR not getting this, but a down throw. Not going to punish a down B. And a mistech is going to be the first stock going to WaKa.
You can see where Dr. Mario's kind of lacking in the punish department sometimes, as JaZaR was not able to leave the stage quite as comfortably to tackle WaKa as he was recovering. This time though, the pills once again clanking just enough so WaKa cannot return. So JaZaR does have a solid game plan in the edge guard department at a distance, but again, he can't really compete face-to-face off stage given Dr. Mario's recovery, so he knows his own limitations. He's not going to risk it off stage if not needed, and when he is recovering, he's gonna take the most unorthodox routes, and that could have been a deadly down air, still making it back, but not for long, as the up B will hit with a sweet spot, and that's going to put JaZaR in a stock deficit. And WaKa, I think he has been playing a lot better around the aerial game that JaZaR has to offer, so much so that if JaZaR is going for an aerial, it's usually an up air at a shield to try and tackle him back. But guess what? He won't get to do one of those again! 2 stocks in a row go the same way!
Is finally third time's the charm. In that game 1, WaKa actually messed up 2 of his 0 deaths, but finally in that game 2, taking the final stock with the patented Luigi grab 0 to death. JaZaR is reeling now. Definitely.
If you're just, what's your adaptation here right away? Like, what did you do wrong in that game?
Yeah, that's the thought process. Is I guess at 0, don't get grabbed, but that's just already in your Luigi game plan. I feel like you could have extended your punishes maybe a little bit more. It feels like JaZaR was ending a little earlier than he could have. And WaKa obviously scared of that, or JaZaR obviously scared of that that Cyclone. It is a very scary option. Frame 1 invincibility, but you still need to push your advantage as much as possible, and WaKa is really doing just that right now as it gets another down throw, trying to put something on the platform, just barely not going to connect into anything, but a back air will take the stock.
Now, JaZaR cannot set himself up for a back throw just yet, but he will be fishing for that, or at least a back air. Oh no, but instead, right as he is approaching in the air, he gets grabbed, and that's a second one. And here's where WaKa has learned that he has the most mileage to make off-stage game plans. Like I said, JaZaR recognizes his own his own limitations off stage, so he does not play that very often. That's where WaKa really wants to put him. JaZaR did manage to find that stock though, so it's no longer a stock deficit, but the percent speaks for itself, and if WaKa lands another grab, like this one, it should be the stock, yes sir!
And like a prophecy, my co-commentator talks about a grab and one comes true. And now, once again, Luigi game plan shines through as he is looking for another grab. That is an opponent at 0%. That is what you want, a grab at such a percent. But JaZaR doing a great job at walling out WaKa right now, keeping him in the corner. That up smash just barely not hitting, but a grab will not lead into the 0 to death. Good SDI from JaZaR. Not going to kill just yet, but that is not something you want to see if you're a fan of Dr. Mario. Back air sending WaKa off, though, and now he's off stage once again. Tries to get an up B call out. Doesn't connect with the strong hitbox, but 131 on WaKa, and JaZaR on his last stock with 74. Trying to get a grab, but WaKa going for an up B out of shield will not kill and will not connect.
Notably, I don't think WaKa has gone all the way like a 0 to death from a single grab, so JaZaR has been able to walk out of middle. So this is not going to be quite enough, but it does set up for a solid edge guard. Oh no! It's going to clash with him, and this might set up WaKa for something huge. Looks for that grab on landing, but finally JaZaR has learned not to land anywhere near WaKa, as that might just be spelling death for him. And look at these footsies. Look at these footsies. Neither guy wants to approach so much. WaKa is also kind of forced to play around the pills, but that's going to be it. A knob smash will do it. And WaKa is now in top 8, the second Tijuana player to make it.
Great stuff from WaKa. JaZaR just showing some life throughout that set, but it felt like it was too little too late. There was obviously you have your limitations with the character, but JaZaR was really not showing as much as he could have. I feel like there were some misinputs here and there, some misreads and unfortunate timings, but WaKa definitely capitalized off of that every single time.
Yeah, that's the edge that he does have, that experience for the punish. I mean, punishing being so crucial to Luigi's game plan. You really need to take that. They gave you that 1 inch, you take a mile. You really need to go on that game plan. If you're Luigi, if you're Dr. Mario, then it's of course avoid those grabs. But there was eventually going to be a situation in which JaZaR landed too close to WaKa, and when WaKa saw that first one, he was conditioning JaZaR so much to continuously land like that, and the rest of the punish just came through. That's how he won most of the exchanges. But that's it for this story. JaZaR is not out of the tournament just yet. However, he will face off against Aang on loser's bracket to try and make it